Hi, I'm Bill Savage. In this quick tip session, I'm going to show you how to create riffs over the open E7 chord. I will be using 3 E7 shapes placed within the first 5 frets. In the following exercises, I begin with an open E chord, triad tones E, G sharp, B. By adding the note D to the triad, we create an E7 chord, and I can add that note D 2 places. I can take my finger off the E note on the 4th string and play open D, or I can go back to the E chord and put the D on the 2nd string 3rd fret. So I have 2 places off of this E shape that I can make an E7. The 3rd E7 shape is based upon the cage chord system D shape, and I'll place it as a D7 in the first position. Now that would be D7, D sharp 7 to an E7. Now we would normally, from a rhythm standpoint, finger the chord this way. But from a lead standpoint, we just play it the simple way. So those are the 3 shapes that we'll be working with. When playing the following examples, I'm not playing memorized licks, scales, or guessing which notes to play. I'm playing the chord shape, the triad, the riff tones, and the magic third. In the following E7 examples, I first create a motif, and then I expand upon it. With the motif established, you can go in many different directions. Where you go is only limited by your creativity and your knowledge of which notes work and that you can play over the chord. In this first exercise, I begin with just a basic E7 chord, and I start with a magic third to the B, to the D, to the open E, back to the D, back to the open E. In this exercise, I begin with the E note placed on the 4th string and then continue the upper note pattern. In this exercise, I move down to the B note on the 5th string and then play the same exercise. On this exercise, I'm going to begin with the flat third, the G note on the 1st string. Now I go G, E, D, B, magic third to E. Now I move up to the major third and repeat the same notes. Now that's how easy it is to create a riff playing on the E7 chord tones. Now I'm going to expand our range of riff tones by adding notes of the D shape E7 chord. I call this position the diamond shape. With one finger, we can move between the major and dominant chord at the 5th fret, E and E7. Now I will demonstrate the diamond shape and show you how we can use it in riff construction. I begin with the E7 chord. I have B, D, G sharp. If I put my little finger on the 2nd string 5th fret, I have an E chord. I've got B, D, G sharp. So we have E, we have E7. Now let's look at the riff tones. G sharp, E, B, D. Now I can also use the open strings B and E. So that's what we're going to be working with. Be working with these particular notes in the following exercises. I'll begin the following exercises with a 4-note motif, the E7 triad. G sharp, E, B, D. In this exercise, I build upon that simple motif. I'll have the G sharp, E, B, D, back to an open E, and back to the G sharp. In this exercise, I'm going to play that basic motif, and then I'm going to add the F sharp, the 9th, back to an open E. In this exercise, I'm going to be working with two shapes. I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to come back to the open E. So, now back to the magic third, to the E. In this exercise, I'm going to start with the B note on the third string, and also play the open B note on the second string. In this exercise, I want to play a slight variation. We have B, open E, G natural, to the F sharp, to the open E, to the C sharp, and back to the open E. This is a simple exercise, but very effective. This exercise is built around the basic E7 shape, and I'm going to begin with a B flat and hammer onto a B. In this exercise, I just alter the last few notes of the riff. This riff is built around the basic E7 shape in the first position, and I'm going to end it on the G sharp at the 4th fret. In this riff, I'm going to play the note A instead of the magic third. Now the A is the 4th note of the E scale, and normally we wouldn't use that 4th note in a riff, but if you use it as a passing tone, it can work quite effectively. This exercise is a 2-measure riff, just putting together all of these notes that we've been working with. That concludes this quick tip session. For the Visual Guitarist, I'm Bill Savage.